Welcome to Meet the Drummer. I'm your host, Brian Petry, and today's guest, my good buddy, Blake Burch. Welcome to the show, Blake.
Thank you, man. I just want to thank you for creating a platform for drummers around here to come and be a part of something and show our skills off and tell us about ourselves. It's really cool.
Thank you, man. Thanks for taking the time to do it.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's jump right in, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself. A lot of us know, well, a lot of us can imagine how you started, but Go through it. Tell us, relive it for us. Tell us how you came up, and how you got into playing drums.
I born into a drumming family. My dad, Mike Burch, is a huge inspiration. Born and raised in Opelousas by way of Lafayette now. Went to school at Acadiana High School, was recruited by Scott Domingue, who was one of my instructors at previously the Acadiana School of the Arts, now the School of Rock. They do the rock camp every summer. I did that for 10 years, and one of the years I went, Scott was my instructor for my age group, and I was scheduled to go to Beauchamp High School because we were living in Sunset at the time.
Wow.
And he looked at me and said, do you want to be on a real drum line? Do you want to come to a school where I can really show you some really useful skills and stuff? And Scott took me under his wing. I got into
That's awesome.
One of the schools of choice programs, the Academy of Hospitality and Tourism at Acadiana, and I was did 4 years of drumline, indoor percussion, symphonic band, concert band, jazz band. I was his drumline captain for 2 years. It was just cool experience. I've had a lot of good mentors that have steered me in the right direction of my approach to playing, my approach to charting music, studio, live, being a cool hang.
Yeah.
Just learning the ins and outs of the music industry before I was ever on my own placed into ensembles and bands to kind of represent myself.
It's a lot to digest, man.
Absolutely.
Especially at a young age when you're learning and trying to find your way.
Yes.
It's just so much information. But yeah, it's cool that you got, pretty much plugged in with the helping hand, like
Absolutely.
a little guidance, not to let you run off the beat.
Yes.
Too far.
I've been playing in bands just about every weekend since I was 15 years old. So being that I'm only 25 now, I think at the end of this month or the beginning of next month will mark 10 years of me having experience and just kind of chopping at the bits of climbing the totem pole of just being a musician in this area. And it's been a ride.
Yeah, it can be a fierce ride sometimes, man, because, the scene, when you get out there, the scene, it's not just your age group anymore. It's not just my age group anymore. It's a whole thing. And, there's a balance between the maturity and discipline in playing and having enough fire to really push a gig the way some gigs need to be pushed. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it can be a rough ride.
I've always had this deep respect for a lot of these older guys, and I've been around long enough playing music that I've played with guys that have now passed. And Mr. Lee Alenzino just passed.
It's terrible, heartbreaking.
I ran into him about a month ago at a restaurant right by my house, and he's always was just the sweetest guy and phenomenal player. And another one, Jeff Laperouse, who's a keyboard player when I was recently playing with Robbie Buller's band, Stone Cold Cajun. He said if you were 40 years younger, or 40 years older, we would have had hell of a career playing together and stuff.
Yeah, Jeff was great. I'm good friends with his sister, Christine. So grew up with, but super cool people.
Yeah, great guys and stuff.
The talent pool down here is deep, man. They're all ages. Like Damon Troy has his son, Jaden, who just came last week, and such an impressive young man.
He is,
to be so young.
And man, he plays just about everything. He can play drums, he can play bass, he can play accordion, and he plays all of them just as good as he does on drums. Yeah. Jaden's doing great. And there's a lot of these young players, guitar players, bass players, young guy, Wyatt East. Bass player.
I love Wyatt East.
Dude, Wyatt is...
I call those guys the young Jedis, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they are.
I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
Yeah, they're the young Jedis, man.
Yes.
It's pretty wild. You know, it's funny you bring that up because, you know, that's one of the things I talk about. The scene needs people like that. I was lucky to come up in the time I came up in because there are 3 guys who really helped me, gave me pointers, and really their inspiration helped shape. Your dad's one of them.
Right.
And he comes up in every single episode. He has influenced every working drummer around here in some form.
Yes.
So your dad, Mike, Tim Qualls, and Eddie Bodan, those 3 guys have helped more cats around here than I can shake a stick at, man.
Yeah, man.
It's amazing that their influence on this scene is huge.
A lot of those drummers who have gained that those influences and just those help from these drummers are now drummers that help me in my ways.
It's good. They're paying it forward. That's good.
Absolutely. Even though my dad is who he is, I take everything from him, but I also take everything from all these other guys. Yeah. Man, Ray Bear has been a part of my life as a mentor, and I've recorded at his studio a couple times, and he's always just a good hang, and I love Ray. Ross, I talk to Ross every couple weeks. And
my little brother, man.
Man, I love Ross. And
Me too.
Andre Gary has been another guy that I get a lot of fill-in work from guys calling him up, and
I love Andre, man.
He's a lot of those guys have been great. Gino too. Gino V's been a good friend to have, and he's a great drummer. I love his approach to playing and his the pocket he's got.
He's got the feel.
He does, man.
Feel good guy, man. So let's do this. Let's go back a little further.
Let's do it.
Coming up, because we know where you got the music gene and everything, but it feels like we kind of skipped to the middle of your playing. When you were little, share with us like a moment where you said, man, this was awesome. I don't ever want to not do this again. Like coming up, sitting behind a drum kit. What was that moment for you?
My whole life, I have pictures of me just behind drums, always being on drums. My dad used to hold me on his lap right here and play. One year, I think my dad was playing with Yvette Landry at Hub City Cycles, downtown Lafayette. It was either during either Patty in the Park, Downtown Alive, or Festival International. And they were just doing like this little 3-4 piece thing. And he called me up to play one. And I played a few songs with Yvette and Richard Como.
How old were you when this happened?
Oh, man. Maybe 10 years old.
Oh, yeah, that's the best.
10 or 11 years old. I can't remember exactly. But that's when I kind of knew I wanted to really do it. When I was young, my dad was still playing with Wayne. After the show, I would ask him, can I go up and like just play the drums, do a drum solo? Never failed. Every single time he would let me go up and he'd let me do it. And one of those times at the Country Superfest in Baton Rouge, I went up and I did my thing and they flipped the PA back on.
Oh, wow.
And it was a real humbling experience. One guy came up and he's like, "Hey, you play the drums?" I said, "Yep." He gave me $20. And I was like, whoa.
That's awesome.
This is cool. I'm going to go get me some Legos or something, dude.
Right.
Growing up, my dad, I still come from the era of DVDs and stuff. I know YouTube wasn't really big when I was 5-6 years old, but I had
we didn't even have the internet, so
yeah.
Good.
I had a Kiss DVD, and it was live at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, wow.
And I would watch that DVD religiously, and it was just like, man, that is what I want to do. It really just like snake bit me in a way that I just couldn't get the venom out of me, and I still can't. It's when I was young, I remember just having different drums all the time. At one point I had a 70s Vistalite, blue Vistalite kit in my room. And it's just my drums to play with, had those.
When you're young, you don't realize the magnitude of some of the things, some of the instruments and some of the things you have in your possession that get handed down, because I was like that too. I had, great stuff that was handed down. Didn't realize what it was, getting rid of it. And you're like, boy, what I wouldn't give to have that today.
My dad always talks about that whenever he passes and goes, he hopes whenever he gets to heaven, he can get reunited with all of the drums that he had gotten rid of.
Yeah, totally.
And I think, man, what a perspective to think about.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: what would you consider your favorite style of music to play? What genre? What just style?
In a perfect world, I was born in the 60s like my dad, and I was playing with Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh,
just laying it down all the time. Funk music, disco music. I love to listen to that.
Yeah.
I really love the New Orleans second line brass band stuff. I really love listening to Youngblood brass band.
Mm-hmm.
I love rock music. I'm a big rock guy. I loved Kiss growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Singer and Peter Criss. In high school, I really got into 311.
Oh yeah.
And
311 was a different animal. It was cool when they came out, because there was every now and then you'll get that band that doesn't sound like anybody.
Yeah.
And they were that band.
I was introduced to a metronome. Well, I say it all the time. The metronome, you can fight it or it can be your best friend.
Absolutely.
And I think the first time I ever played with a metronome, I think I was 8 years old.
That's good.
Just being introduced to that and stuff.
It's a game changer, man.
It really is.
It makes you so aware of so many things that you're missing out on, not using. I know a lot of guys who don't play with it are like, oh, I don't need that, or blah, blah, blah. No, you do need it. Every drummer should use it in some form. I'm not saying you have to go out and play every gig with it all the time.
And have click tracks the whole time.
Right. If you're going to record studio tracks, you better get familiar with playing with the click, because there are times, like I'm a session drummer. I'm in a room by myself that people send music to me to play drums on. I'm not live with them. So if they're fluctuating, not on a grid, you're going to hear that, because we're not psychic.
That phasing within the recording is very noticeable when the final product
So you have to be able to play on a grid. Now, if you go in a studio with a band and you're playing live, okay, that's fine. You don't need a metronome.
Yeah.
That's great. But if you're going to be playing along to tracks live, which most major acts are these days,
especially on that size of stage, you got to have that.
And it doesn't matter what genre. It's not just the techno. It's not the R&B. It's not just pop. Country acts are using it probably more than anybody.
Yes.
And if you go in a studio, you have to be able to record to a click. There's no way around it. So it's good that you got introduced to that at a young age.
And all through high school, it was, this is where the time is. You can't fight the click. This is what it is. Yeah. Tempo changes, accelerandos and like retardandos coming down, and learning how to.
It forces you to relax.
Yes.
That's the thing, because you're. The biggest mistake I think that people make is they over-anticipate it. It makes them play ahead. You break some bad habits playing with a click. Like when you get on the choruses and you want to drive it a little bit, it's okay to push it a little bit.
Yes.
But in the verses, fall back. It's as a matter of fact, your dad's one who told me this. It's like a box. The click is like a box. You can play right in the center of it, or if you want to push it, you can play towards the front of the box and push it, or you can wait for it on those slower ones and just wait for it. And
absolutely.
You almost have to visualize it.
Yeah, that's what I love about playing live music and listening to live music, hearing the way that guys approach how they feel within the time. like whether they're sitting back on it or they're pushing it forward.
Yeah.
One of the biggest lessons that I was taught by Scott Domingue was the myth of the drummer is responsible for the time. Everyone is responsible for time.
Absolutely.
Laying down a foundation as a drummer and a bass guitar player to allow your utility players, your steel, your guitar, your fiddle, and your singers to be able to powerfully sing the songs and know that the band behind them is going to keep it driving
in place
and keep it right where they want it. I'll play gigs with certain guys and we'll have all the guys that are in the band this is the main group of guys, and then we'll go, everybody has lives, they have different gigs, they need to play different stuff just going on.
Yeah.
I'll show up, I'll play a gig with Wyatt on bass. It's amazing. And then the next night, I'll go and I'll play with Chevy. And Chevy just fits himself into that pocket, different playing, great playing, and it's just like being able to be a part of just kind of going through the different ups and downs of all the songs with different musicians and seeing how everybody approaches it.
Absolutely.
Opens your eyes to, oh, well, I can do this and it'll fit right here. May not work with another guy, but it's still just a cool thing to know.
It's also an awareness thing with you because it makes you aware how you're playing with different guys. You're like, okay, so this guy does this guy does this. I'm going to drop the anchor right in the middle. This is what I'm going to do. So that really shapes the way you play and approach things. And that's awesome. That's how you find your identity, man. Going with those different guys, you know, it really makes you stop and think, okay, this is what he was doing. This is what he was doing. What do I need to do to pull it all together with no matter who I'm playing with?
Yeah. I automatically get the respect from a lot of guys with my last name being Burch.
You know, man, and that's one of the things I was going to ask you, because coming up as your father's son, you know, it kind of, it's a blessing and a curse.
Absolutely.
People know your name, so they know the talent is in your bloodline. But the expectations, are they realistic? Are they unfair sometimes? You know, that's kind of the thing that I was always curious about with you, because I've seen you play and I love what you're doing. You sound like you, and I love that. You know, I know where you get the fire from, because your dad's got a fire like not many other ones have.
No.
You know, and he's taught a lot of people a lot of things. He's taught me how to play with confidence, and then I learned a lot of how to place that fire through him. But I see with you, you have that fire. You know, you're maturing and you're playing a lot, because you can tell, like all of us, when we first come out, we want to show everybody, check this out, check this feel out, you know, kind of thing.
Just kind of let it eat real quick.
Yeah, right. You want to show people that you have it, but at the same time, you know, it's been awesome watching you mature into a solid power pocket player, and that's how I categorize it, like a power pocket. Yeah, you got pocket and you could play it, but you got the power and you got the fire to drive it, like, and that's what separates the boys from the men, if you ask me. You know, being able to be dynamic, versatile, but having that fire to explode when you need to, that can't be taught.
No.
You have to have it in you, and you have to just be able to get it out, and you have, and that's what I love. You're starting to control the animal in it, but the animal's still in there.
Myself personally, I've had to work on so much.
Yeah. You know, it takes time, and, you know, to develop your listening skills. Because, you know, as young musicians, man, we're so excited and anxious just to be playing, because it's still somewhat new, playing on a gig circuit, playing live gigs on a regular basis. You know, there's the excitement there, but once you get past the excitement and you really start digging in and really start, you know, honing in your craft, and that's when your listening skills start developing, and not just listening to you, to everybody, because the way you hear what everybody else is playing is going to affect what you play.
Right.
You know, and that's where, in my opinion, that's where maturity comes in, because you start hearing things as a whole group, that's when you start listening. Okay, is what I'm doing really fitting, or is it just something that feels cool when I play it and it looks cool, I think, and then
you listen back to it and it's like, man,
I got some bad habits.
that was not it.
Right.
The approach has been something I've kind of studied within myself since really honed in when I was about 19.
You know how they say it, man. There's a saying, the pros make it look easy.
Mm-hmm.
But seek time, repetition.
Yes.
Practice it until you're sick of it.
Hitting the woodshed, baby.
That's it.
Getting in there and hammering stuff out.
Working it out until you know that there's a slim chance you're going to screw something up.
Right.
That's why pros make it look easy.
Yes.
Look, my wife will tell you,
mm-hmm.
when I learn a gig, when I learn music, she learns it too. Because no matter where I'm at, that's what I'm listening to.
I wouldn't be able to do half of the things without my fiance. She's an amazing woman and an amazing supporter of what I do, and she didn't
so
come.
Important too.
Yes, it's all about who you surround yourselves within your home life too. But she's definitely my biggest supporter within chasing this dream that I've had as a kid.
That's extremely important, man, to
mm-hmm.
have a supportive significant other. Because,
yes.
It affects your mindset so much. And you're not only there to play and be a great musician, you're there for entertainment.
Yes.
They categorize us as entertainment. So
yes.
you're there to entertain as well. So, to be in the right mindset to do that is hugely important.
Yep.
There's so many people who are just so emotional and wear their emotions on their sleeves.
Yes.
Especially musicians, because
yes.
we're sensitive people, man.
I'm my biggest critic.
Me too, big time.
I hurt my feelings the most out of anybody.
Yeah, but it's so important to have someone who supports what you're doing and just, gets it, because it's so easy to sink the whole ship when you're not with the right one, man.
Yeah.
It's so important. So it's a good point you bring up. It's extremely
absolutely important. Everything that I do within my life affects everything. I wake up, have to fix things, fix the car, go run errands, grocery shopping, being a dad, being present in my children's life.
Things people don't see, musicians do. So, okay, let me ask you, who would you say is your biggest influence or favorite drummer kind of thing, like moving on, growing up?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who would you, like someone you saw on TV and you were like, wow.
I wrote a bunch of these notes down whenever you'd ask me to come do this, and I left them at home. But I found it was called like a Mapex Performance CD, and it was a bunch of their endorsers.
Oh, wow.
And one of the guys on there, his name is Achilles Priester, and he was the drummer with Dragon Force for a little while.
I remember he auditioned with Dream Theater. Man.
Yes, I love those. I
like,
love
wow.
those videos.
Yeah,
I'm a big Rush fan.
Oh, me too.
My dad put me on a lot of kind of the right track of, hey man, you should definitely check out things that you want to check out, but
pick this apart a little bit.
Here's this, just check this out. And like going through the Rush self-titled record and the Moving Pictures album and the Snakes and Arrows record and stuff. And
yeah.
Neil Peart was a incredible influence on my playing. As a kid, it's like, wow, seeing this up close in front of me was just very influential.
That's what's missing from today's music scene. That is what's back then. Those bands were larger than life. You would turn on the TV and you'd be like, man, I want to be like that guy. Mm-hmm. I want to do that,
Yes.
I mean, just about everybody, Van Halen, Aerosmith,
yeah,
freaking Rush, all of that. Oh, it's so missing.
Yes.
These days. It's heartbreaking.
Yes. Other than Neil in high school getting into 311 with Chad Sexton, mm-hmm. that was super cool going down to that rabbit hole. My birthday is March 30th.
Oh, what? I'm the 29th.
Dude.
Get out of town.
One and the same, baby.
Love it.
I frequently get on SeatGeek, Ticketmaster, and I look at different venues and see who's coming to tour throughout the year, maybe if I want to go see a live show or whatnot.
Yeah.
And at the time, it's Valentine's Day, February 14th. We're laying in bed scrolling, and I see that 311 is coming to New Orleans at the Fillmore on my birthday.
Oh, wow. They're so fun live, too.
The day that I turned 21. The show that they were putting on was so influential.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, let's do it.
How did you get picked up for your first official working gig? Like your first working band? How old were you, and how did you get picked up for that gig?
This is a cool scenario. When I started going to Acadiana High School, my freshman year, one of the seniors at the school was in band. This is a saxophone player. His name's Hunter Hebert. And he said, I've got a group that I'm a part of, and we're just looking for another drummer. We would play just about every Friday and Saturday night at the corner of Jefferson Street, downtown, right next to the Marleys, the Dwyers, the Office, and La Coretta right there. We would play there. Very cool to have that first experience, and then played in a couple just put together rock bands with my friends. Another young guy, Alex Touchette, accordion player. Yeah. He approached me and he said, I'm playing the Bridge Crawfish Festival. I'm looking for a drummer. I know who you are. I wanted to come and check you out. Love your feel. Only played with him a few times. Played the Crawfish Festival with him in Bridge. Played the St. Landry Parish Barbecue Festival, where I'm from, in Opelousas at the Yamblee Rodeo Arena. Yeah. Kind of my stomping grounds, being from that area. And then shortly after that, I was picked up by Julian Primo from the recommendation of the guy, Hunter Hebert, who ultimately got me into one of my first working bands. He was playing saxophone and keys with Julian, and I was one of about 3 drummers that was playing with Julian, and Julian took me.
Yeah, I think you and Travis LeBlanc.
Mm-hmm. And another guy, Brandon Smith.
Okay.
Me and Travis. Travis is a good drummer too.
Yeah, Travis is great.
I picked up the gig playing with Buddy Andrews, and him and I worked together to put a very solid group of guys in. I played with him for maybe 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And we got Dylan Broussard, who's an amazing young guitar player. He's in Nashville now, playing guitar, and him and his family got us into a lot of the festival circuits.
Yeah, we used to cross-shell on some of the festivals.
Absolutely. Playing the Cattle Festival, Frog Festival, Rice Festival, played a couple smaller festivals, the Moon Pie Festival in Ball, Louisiana, a little bit north.
There's a festival for everything in Louisiana.
Everything. Every single thing.
The Moon Pie Festival.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
The owner of the Silver Slipper in Paconniere, Louisiana, between Leonville and Arneville,
yep.
Brian called Buddy and said, I want to start hosting a jam every Thursday. So I went there and I met a guy, Jake Knott, who I'm one of my current bands that I'm playing with. Then I got hooked up with Robbie Buller, who had a Cajun band, Stone Cold Cajuns, that I think I did about 6 to 8 months with them. And then recently, my buddy Wyatt East, bass player, he called me and said, Mike Broussard, Tony Bruce's son, Mike plays piano and sings like somebody I've never heard.
Oh, Mike's great, man.
He called me and he said, hey, I've been talking to Wyatt. Do you want to come and audition for my band? I'm kind of reevaluating a lot of my players, and I'd love to have you just come and check it out. And Mike had put together a group. We played the McCurdy show at Pelican Park, and we played jingle jams of a group called Young Country. And it was himself, me, Ian Kratzer on bass, who's another good friend of mine, great bass player, Jake singing, Reed Holman playing guitar, who's another phenomenal young guitar player. And then Raekwon Green singing and playing. We did those 2 shows. The group is called Young Country. My main gig right now, Mike Broussard and Quick Draw. And we've got some very big things coming soon. And he's going to be putting out, I think, a record sooner than later. It's been a phenomenal experience playing with him right
He's
now.
a talented young gun, man.
Very talented. It's been nothing short of fun.
Tell us a little bit about the song you chose to play today.
I wanted to play something that was kind of a little heritage for me, seeing my dad, knowing who he is and who he's played with. One of the bigger groups he had played with was River Road. They put out an EP. One of the tracks on that record is called It's a Hard Road. Had a few songs that I wanted to play, but that's a song that I don't play live, and I've always just kind of gravitated towards that. So I figured I'd pay a little homage to my upbringing and see if I can do it justice with a little River Road song.
Awesome. Anything you want to say to the viewers before we get to it?
Man, just thank you again for creating this platform and allowing me to come out here and do this. It's truly an honor. I really respect you as a guy and a drummer, and you're
Thanks
always
for taking the time to do it.
Absolutely, you're always there when I need, and I'll never forget at the Etouffee Festival last year when I'm playing. You can see my sticks are all frayed up and stuff, and you go in your lucky box of tricks, and you come and you slap a fresh brick of Pro Mark sticks in my hand, and I just what you're doing is very respectful and very honorable, and I appreciate you for doing this and having me, man. It's really an honor.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right, I can't believe I even forgot this. This is a segment of the show that it just has to be here.
It's kind of a staple that I've seen from the episodes I've seen.
I wish you had something to throw at me back there. So you cook.
I absolutely do.
We cook down here, baby. The drummers down here in Southwest Louisiana, we can burn.
Absolutely. I've, you grow up in South Louisiana in this area. It's one of the food capitals of the entire world. I love to cook. I love to throw down and make a gravy, smother anything down in a Magnolite pot. Some of my favorite things to cook. I love to fry fish, love to fry shrimp.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big crawfish etouffee guy.
Oh, me too.
You can't go wrong making an etouffee. I love doing that. Love cooking steaks.
It's just a heart attack waiting to happen, baby.
Absolutely.
It's all good.
I got to eat it while I'm young. A lot of things I wish I knew how to cook. I love boudin.
Oh, man.
One of those things in my life, I'll wake up in the morning. My fiance asks me, "What you want to eat today?" I want boudin. She's like, "Oh, here we go again." So it's love to cook, love to smother stuff down, sausage gravy, steak in a gravy, pork chops, pork steaks, chicken, just anything. It's great. Love to make like a shrimp and corn and crab bisque with like some potatoes and stuff.
That's one of my favorite things on this entire earth. And I live right behind KK's.
Oh, man.
So KK's has a deadly corn and crab bisque.
Yeah.
It's so good. So
and you're a cheesecake guy too.
Dude,
that's one of my weaknesses. I love cheesecake, and
they have this chocolate chip cookie cheesecake over there. I'm gonna go get one when we finish this because it's so good.
I love a good cheesecake, man.
Yeah, me too.
I love all different types of food. I worked at a Mexican restaurant when I was just out of high school and stuff, and learning all of the different ways to do that. Where I live right next to one of the Latin meat markets. So I'll go there and get like 3 pounds of this marinated pork meat for like $12-15 and making burritos and quesadillas and tacos and stuff. It's cool. We're always cooking in my house all the time.
All right. It's that time. Let's play some drums.
Let's do it.
You can do what feels good, or you can do what feels right. Leave the apple on the tree, or you can take the bite. You got a choice to make every day of your life, but you should know before you decide. It's a hard road. It's a hard road. It's a hard road. It's a hard road. You can take the high or you can take the low, but it's a hard road either way you go. You got an angel watching over, but the devil's butting in. One speaking truth, but they're both making sense. Yeah, Jesus walked on water, but sometimes you wanna swim. But then again, it's a hard road. It's a hard road. It's a hard road. It's a hard road. There's a well-worn path on a straight and narrow. It's a hard road either way you go. Preacher, you can listen to yourself. You can raise your hands or you can raise some hell. There's a lot of ways